Hi, I'm Maddie. I'm a licensed massage therapist specializing in TMJ dysfunction and pain relief. I see lots of people every single day that deal with jaw pain for a variety of different reasons. I myself experience that all the time. I clench and grind my teeth. So today I woke up with the worst jaw pain ever. So I'm going to show you what I do at home when that happens to me. Everything we do today is going to be beginner friendly. You can do it every day if you'd like. You can do it anytime. The only thing that you need is a pair of gloves because we're going to be working inside of the mouth. So today I woke up with pain on the left side of my jaw over here. So over here we have our cheekbones, jawbone, and we have a masseter muscle that runs between the two, and underneath it is your lateral pterygoid. Just to begin, we're going to warm up the tissues, and even though my left side is what's bothering me today, I'm going to do everything on both sides. As I tell my clients all the time, sometimes you can experience pain on one side when the issue is actually on the other. Again, I'm going to do everything on both sides. So we're going to start, I like to use 2 fingers. We're going to use medium pressure to find just below your cheekbone where it's a little bit squishy, you have a little bit of give. If you have trouble finding just below the bone where we've reached the muscle, you can clench your teeth and you'll feel that muscle pop out. So where that pops out, that's where we're going to start. And you're going to put your fingers planted there, small circles. So we're not gliding our fingers across the skin, which is why you don't really need lotion or oil to do this. We are pressing into the tissue and we're moving the tissue rather than gliding, moving the tissue. So we're going to go starting just below the cheekbone and work your way all the way down to your jawbone. And you're just going to go up and down in small circles. We'll reverse it, and you're going to do this for about 30 seconds. But for the sake of time and not getting bored, I'm not going to record this for 30 seconds straight. If you feel like this area is warmed up when you open and close, it feels okay, it's not feeling super stiff, then we're going to move back. So we talked about the lateral pterygoid, which runs just underneath the masseter here. Where you can access that easier on the outside is just behind the jawbone here. If you're a client of mine and you've been in my office and you have told me at any point that you have jaw pain, you've probably experienced this with me. I like to work this area with people. I'll kind of run my fingers back, and it's really tender here if it's tight. So a big key is if you feel a really strong pulse, move your finger away. You should not feel like you are on an artery, but you're gonna work your finger back. We're just below the jawbone or the cheekbone again. You're gonna work back, find the edge of your jaw. You can even like tilt your head if you need it to stand out more. Of course, it's easier if you're looking in a mirror as well. And we're gonna take our finger behind and push in and in. So towards the center and forward until you find that tender spot. And when you find it, I like to sit there and hold and then do tiny little movements just to massage the area. While you do this, you also preferably you're not talking to anyone and you don't want to have your jaw flexed, so try to keep your jaw relaxed and slightly open while you're doing this. We're going to do one last movement on the outside before we start working intraorally. So I'm going to have you open your jaw just a little bit and we're going to massage on the muscles the same way. So I'm going to open and do circles here. And you can feel where that muscle is. So if you're looking for it on yourself, if you don't clench and grind your teeth all the time, you might not feel this, or if you regularly get Masseter Botox, you may not feel it. But you find the masseter, you can feel that muscle, and if you run your finger across, you find the edge. It doesn't run all the way across your mouth. It ends about halfway between your ear and the edge of your mouth. So you're gonna put your finger here and find the edge of the muscle. That's what we're looking for. So I'm gonna open a bit and just kind of rub on that. Warm up the tissue, because when we go inside the mouth, we're gonna work a lot right here. So I wanna make sure that the tissue is soft and ready to be moved around. Next up is the fun part, where we're gonna be getting some gloves on. So I always tell people these gloves taste like dentist office. I recommend you use gloves. You can just use your bare hands if you want. If you're gonna do that, make sure you wash your hands really, really well. Sing your ABCs twice, use warm water, use antibacterial soap. Our mouths are gross. use gloves or wash your hands before and after. You can also use a reflexology pen. I've used that at my house before. When I have it here, I don't have one on me right now. I can add a link to it, but it's a stainless steel pen that I have where it has little balls on either side, and I'll use these gloves and I'll put it in one of the fingers so I can use it in the back of my mouth. Doing intraoral massage or buccal massage on yourself is totally doable. You can always do it at home, but it's not quite the same as someone else doing it to you just because of the angles. So I'll use tools like a reflexology pen if I know I really need to get up to my medial pterygoid, but it's so hard to get on my own and you just can't angle your fingers correctly. If you're hypermobile, you may be able to. We don't want to do that either. Don't be dislocating your fingers just to massage your jaw. So what we're going to do starting inside the mouth is you're going to take opposite hand. So this is my right hand. I'm massaging on the left side. I'm going to take my index finger, slightly hook it. I'm going to go inside of my mouth right here, hook, and gently pull. So I'm going to go in, hook, and gently pull. So it'll look like this. When you're doing this, you're going to press out against your cheek, and you're going to feel the hard muscles. So I can feel my muscles really hard, and then I feel where there's no muscle right here, or very much smaller muscles right there. You're pushing against the muscle, and as you pull out, you don't want to push too hard because you don't want to stretch the skin too much here and just hurt your lip. Nothing bad will happen, just uncomfortable. So I'm going to go in and out with a hooked finger. Your jaw is going to be soft, so not all the way open, not all the way closed, but just kind of resting. You want a little bit of space between the teeth and your jaw in a resting position. Going back to front, and then we'll go up and down. So you'll take the finger hooked, just like it was, and go up and down. So cheekbone to jawbone. While you're working inside of your mouth there, you might already notice some areas of tension. So it's not likely that you're going to have like the whole muscle hurting at the same time. You might feel a small spot. So for me, I think it's my pterygoid, my medial pterygoid up in the back. My lateral pterygoid is also bothering me. I did work on my jaw a bit yesterday too, but so it's almost sore kind of, but I think it's up here is what I'm targeting. So now we've done the index fingers going out, hooking and pulling back in, and we've gone up and down, so we've warmed the area a little bit. Now I'm going to take my thumb. You can keep up with your index finger if you want, but I'm just going to kind of stretch out my cheek a little bit. If you have a larger mouth or you have more elasticity in your cheeks and you haven't been clenching for a really long time, you may not need to do this, but this is just something else I like to do when I warm up. And I always pinch it with my other finger. So I'm going to go in with my thumb, hook and push out, and I'm going to grab the other side on the outside of my cheek. So we'll go here, find that muscle, pinch, and we're gonna do circles. I know I look crazy. We're here to learn, not to look cute. So this feels fabulous. I have a Masseter pinch between my fingers, and we're massaging. And you're gonna do it up and down your whole Masseter. Again, everything you do on one side, you wanna do on the other. For the sake of time, and because this is a video, I'm not gonna do that on camera, but I am getting both sides. So thumb, pinching, middle finger, index finger. You can use your index finger in the other hand to pinch if you want. It's just whatever feels best for you and your body. Okay, now on to the more fun part. We're gonna do the holds with the pinkies. My pinky is my best friend. It is the tool I use most often in my massage office. So I'm gonna use both on the same side. Not at the same time, but we will use both of them. So I'm gonna start with my right hand going in the left side. I'm gonna go in and up. So pinky in, and find your cheekbone on the inside. Follow it to the back as close as you can get to your ear. And hold. Again, we want the jaw soft. Push. You may feel tenderness. As long as it's not pain, that's okay. And I'm gonna hold it, actually, right there. It hurt. When you feel like you held for 10-15 seconds or so, we're gonna go in with the other pinky and do the same thing closer to the jaw. So we'll go in and down, and hold down. We're going for the lateral pterygoid now over here. Oh my goodness. I wonder my jaw hurt when I woke up. This right here is also why I do this in the shower sometimes, because you start to drool a little bit. It happens. We're gonna do one more movement together today. So I use my index finger. You can use whatever finger feels best. You're gonna find that halfway point again between your ear and the edge of your lips, which is about where your masseter is going to end on this side. So we're gonna go and find the edge. So if this is my masseter muscle right here, I wanna find this edge that's sticking it. And I'm gonna push against it to let it give a little bit and hold it just like this. Instead of going behind it or in front of it, we're going to push right on the edge of that muscle. So I'm gonna use my index finger and go in, soften the jaw, clench my teeth to really find that edge. Relax, I'm right there. So I'm gonna push in and I'm gonna hold this for about 20 seconds. You can release and do it again. You can do all of these things multiple times. And hopefully that will give you some relief. So if I wake up with jaw pain at home, this is what I do. I do some self-massage, relax the area, do some intraoral work, and go about my day. The buccal massage or intraoral massage often does not feel good. You've noticed me wincing and making comments about it being uncomfortable. I always warn clients about that when they come in my office for this. Hey, this is not going to be the most relaxing thing in the world. It's going to be uncomfortable. Your mouth is tender. These muscles are tiny and they're so tight, and you use them all the time. We do not get a break. If you're not talking, you're eating or drinking or breathing, which we'll touch on more later, and it just leads to a tight jaw. So just a heads up, might be uncomfortable. What I hear in response almost all the time, because I give that warning to everyone, is the discomfort during this massage is nothing compared to the pain that I'm in every day. I hear that from almost everyone. So if you have the time, if you can set aside 10 minutes to do this work on yourself, I would highly recommend it. If you are in or around Bloomington, Indiana, and you want to come get a massage from me, I would love to have you. I'll have some booking information in the description here. Thank you so much for your time and for joining me today. I hope you learned something. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you next time.